in January, there was a coup. And that coup killed so many leaders from different parts of Nigeria, right? So those who now succeeded the coup are going in Rossi from Igbo land. So they automatically just tagged it as a Igbo coup. Sure, you get that. Then prompted what happened 6 months later or 7 months later, the retaliatory coup, where others decided to get guns, the likes of Bokuwari, Muritala, Gowon, and the rest of them. They picked up guns to retaliate the killings of their supposed leaders from northern Nigeria and then break away from Nigeria. But they couldn't do it. So what happened? They took over Nigeria. And Nigeria became one Nigeria according to the dictates of the caliphate, who gained the aftermath of the collapse of newly independent Nigeria. So don't mix them up. If we want to, share you get me now, if we want to be honest, okay? So if you bring Cuba or you bring other places, you are mixing things up. So Cuba, what happened in Cuba, the revolution in Cuba, right, can be compared to what the Fulani, Hausa Fulani, Kanuris and northern Nigeria, what they did. You could say it's a revolution, because what happened since that time? What did they do? A country that gained independence and got parliamentary system of government as their government, the government that the style of government that actually allowed them, each region, to develop according to their own pace and resources. None is controlling anywhere until that 1966. So when that 1966 happened, they changed that form and they created states. First, they created 12. Next, they created 19, then 21, then 24, then 36, in order to redesign the Nigeria to what you have today. But despite all of that, peace still no deal. So Cuba, after their revolution for years, they went through a lot. Today, Cubanas, have you called them Cubanas? The Cubans, they have their country, and it is called Cuba today. So us that were forced to be part of a contraption like this in Nigeria, if you want to fight war, you say, okay, who are we going to fight war with? Nigeria. Where are we going to fight the war? Where? So this is why some of these fights are not always physical. They always come last. You know why they come last? Because by that time, you would have marked your territory. You know what I mean? You would have marked your territory. Conversation around them would have been something that everyone who wants to say something would have to be very careful, because they must have what is called their own fact at hand. Not misleading ourselves. It's good to aspire. Listen, it's a great thing to want this to happen so fast, or to happen just now. In fact, we need to fight and all of that. Even that fight you are talking about, would you agree that you are prepared for it? Mayegun, we are prepared. You know you are not. You know you are not. Again, like I said, whatever I've shared with you today, because you know one thing is this. You have to understand that even if you have to fight, these fights have to be the one that you have the people on your side, and they must know why. And you also need to know what Nigeria context is right now. So all of these are just to let you know that to have a nation or your country, it requires everyone's involvement. And if you have a clarity of what do we need to do? What should we do? How do we get involved? How can I be part of this or that? Yeah. Then that is where you need organization that can highlight all of that, lay all of that to bear, and everybody can know where and where they can play a role. Now, it takes a lot. It takes you having to actually make your entire household, if not all of them, but more than half of them, to make the wanting of Yoruba nation their own priority. And why? Because a day will come, and that is the day that your influence as a group, as a people, right, will begin to shape what they say is impossible One, they are telling you right now that it is impossible to actually write a new constitution in Nigeria. The one that would then, take into consideration every part of Nigeria's, a demand or need for being or wanting to still be part of Nigeria, including a referendum. Don't believe that. They say they don't have it right now. Of course, you know why they don't? Because the Yoruba politicians, the Yoruba political class, their elite and the rest of them, they don't want it. How do you make them want it? It is by actually making them see that it is a matter of time before they will lose everything that is giving them that voice that make them believe that they are speaking for Yoruba, speaking for you and me. So when you begin to make them that uncomfortable and you begin to make them realize that they're going to lose that, and you begin to indeed get all of their calms. When you start any group or anything to say you want to tackle Nigeria, the system always kind of mop up and get people, right? To get inside of every of your group and all of that, in order to break them into pieces or water down your intention and everything. So how about you do same for them? It is possible only if many of you are actually indeed ready to walk the talk, not just the talk. Walk the talk. In a way, we must know that for us to get a nation, we must want that nation. For us to now want that nation, we must also be willing and ready to walk towards it genuinely now. Because now, so for those who are like, we need to fight, you need a template, you need a platform that is going to actually give you that provision, that support that will make that your fight worthy. You see, when you have control, there will be no Yoruba that will be afraid to return back to Yoruba land. In fact, you'll be motivated to go back there and quickly add yours to it. But do you know why Yoruba land is hostile towards all of this right now? Because the politicians who want to do their charade election to revalidate their slave certificate and all that, they will suffocate anybody that is going to make that impossible for them, or that will make people to say they are no longer interested. So do you get that? So the people that are really going to make it or making it difficult are the people who are there right now. So if we have a chance of getting rid of them, and you have the real Yorubas, you will not be afraid to be home. A lot of us will not be afraid to, in fact, come onto the street and speak directly with the people. So the bottom line here is this. You might have somebody is saying that there is more to January 15. I'm not here to talk about January 15, but you can never dispute the comparison I just gave. Okay, Fidel Castro did not invade Cuba to gain, to break something out or to break Cuba out of one country. Cuba was not part of any country when the revolution happened in Cuba. So don't mix them together. That's what I'm trying to explain there, right? When you want revolution, right? Revolution usually in a country is for the country rebirth. If Nigeria and Nigerians say they are having revolution right now, it is not a revolution to give, to break up Nigeria. Revolution is always going to bring about a new set of leadership within the same system that will say, oh, okay, you are tired of the old one. But a referendum or the advocacy for a self-determination, right, requires preparation. It requires so much that the public should be having engagement on it. Since we have been having this conversation around Yoruba Nation, how many of you have attended seminars, symposiums, or leadership meetings, or meetings where they are discussing the step-by-step process of how we are going to get Yoruba Nation, apart from social media? How many of you? So, it is so convenient to say things because if you are never going to have to play any role in it. But we need to begin to get ourselves involved in these roles, the acts and actions that can actually outlive and make difference, by the way. So you need that preparation. You need that involvement. You need that connection. You need that contact that will make you even do what you think should be done. You need that control. And that control has to be a total sub-state control. you need to send people into their midst. Oh, just reason. I know. Sometimes, sometimes I believe that your reactions to some things I say, right, they are due to a lot of, what do you call it? Should I call them misinterpretation? Because normally, there should never been, I mean, I've done my own research and I'm expecting you to tell me any country, okay, that fought war to break out of the union they are in. I mean, not many countries actually like as old as other countries, okay? But just give me one of recent that actually fought war to gain their own independence, to break country out of their current union. I'm not saying there are no countries that are fighting, but even when you fight, you still have to come back to a place where they have to say, okay, yeah, let's have a conversation around what your demands are. So if you want to fight, then you have to have a preparation for it. So why would you dispute that? Why do you say I'm misquoting you? Or you are always having this kind of misconception when I speak. You kind of bring out this your own interpretation to it to make it look like that's exactly what I'm saying, or make it look like it wasn't what I was saying. So it's a bit of confusion there, sir. If you are watching still, you shouldn't have even bring that. I would have used South Sudan. You know that. I mean, South Sudan fought wars. There's been war in South Sudan for long. But guess what? Those who are fighting the war in Sudan, they were those who are controlling South Sudan. So they were not a group. They were actually in government. And what they were fighting for was that, no, they don't want to be part of Sudan. They want to be autonomous country. They want to be on their own. But they were in government. They could make any purchase or, you know what I mean? Bring people together and say, okay, let's fight. So eventually, when after all of that, they will still have to like see it and say, okay, so don't mix them together. So if you are going, somebody said Yugoslavia. So the people who were fighting in Yugoslavia, that broke out of the old, what do you call it? Czech Republic, Yugoslavia, and then the old USSR. Yugoslavia was part of the old USSR, among the countries that finally broke out of the old USSR. So what war are you talking about? USSR was Russia was the head of the old USSR, yeah? And when you see countries today like Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, and so many of them like that, these were areas that were like, they had governments. They had people who are like, they were like supposed to be countries on their own. So they had people who were ruling there, who wanted independence. So it's like Scotland, yeah? So the moment USSR finally collapsed, what happened was that it wasn't like groups were taking countries. So all the governments in these areas, they got their independence. That's what happened. No? So, listen, the point I'm making is that even if you have to fight for the journey towards self-determination or independence, right? You need people who can highlight the purpose of it. Now, if they have the control, for example, if to say the 6 Yoruba states and then part of Kogi and part of Kwara, let's say today, the entire place is being controlled by the Yoruba nationalists. They have the power to recruit. They recruited Amotekun. That is to tell you that that's what you can do when you have control. Sure, you get. But because Amotekun was not, you know what I mean? Amotekun was not put together to go against Nigerian system. So Amotekun had to be seconded to Nigeria. But if the people controlling Yoruba land, if they are Yoruba nationalists for real, Amotekun will not need Nigeria permission. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if Yoruba land now says we want to fight, we have what it takes for the temporary time being to make all those recruitments, the training, and everything that resources that could go into it. But as a group, if I tell you now that we need to fight, I am not being honest with you. That's what I'm saying. I am not being honest. Because I have to back it up and say, we are ready. We have what it takes. Sure, you get? We have what it takes. So we are ready. But in reality, we are not. Even the few of us that stood up, they shot and killed them. Others, they ran away. Majority are walking right now, hiding in Yoruba land. Guess who are looking for them? They are supposed Yoruba. Guess who couldn't keep them safe or protect them? Their same Yoruba brothers and sisters, because they have the control. So if somebody says, how do you get the control? That's what I'm saying. You get involved. It's beyond just talking. You have to be physically involved. And when you are physically involved, you have to get as many people physically involved as well. And they must know why they are involved. And when you have such, you can stop the likes of those who are like going to make. Now, if you come around and say, now we need to fight. If people are begging you that time and say, no, don't let us fight now. Let us wait. Let us wait. Honestly speaking, you can actually get angry and frustrated and say, what else do we need? What do we need to fight? Somebody just gave me another example, Lithuania. Now, Lithuania, as you said, wasn't the people in charge of that Lithuania as well, if you go back to that your research, you will realize that those who were ruling the place at the time, when they were part of another country, they were pro-independence people. I am pro-independence for Yoruba, but when it comes to that influence, to make that impact, real one there, I don't have it. A lot of us couldn't make all those decisions. We wish. But those who could make such decision in the Nigerian context right now, in the context you have right now, they are Yorubas and they are on the side of Nigeria. So those who wanted us to say we need to fight and break away from this, they are denying the fact that, some of you are denying the fact that the first people you are going to fight, they would have to be these same Yoruba brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers that are holding Yoruba land for Nigeria. So once you realize that, then you would have to choose, where do the war start first? Where should we go the aggression first? Somebody said, all of them. Are you capable of unleashing that impactful and changing, generation changing force on them? The answer is no. Yes, the answer is no. You could unleash, you could unleash this or that here and there, but you and I are not in control of Yoruba land right now. Do you understand what that means? It simply means, yes, you might wish or wish you do, but you don't have the capacity. Those who are supposed to even give you a little bit of a refuge, as a Yoruba man, you are supposed to feel safe in Yoruba land. Look at the terrorists up north, killing people, kidnapping people. They are all there walking free and doing whatever they wanted. Criminal, religious, bigot, what have you, Afars and all of them in northern Nigeria, they were preaching this, their Sharia, Islamic, this or that, without any caring about anybody. Nobody is arrested. But in Yoruba land, just say you want Yoruba nation, you are a target. Why? Because the people right there, they are also Yorubas. But what you are asking for is going to stop them from gaining what they are gaining from Nigeria. So you need to acknowledge that. That's what I'm saying. So when you want to compare anybody anywhere where people just came and they fought and they break away, come on, man. Anyway, I'm going to stop there. So like I said, it's debatable, okay? There's no fight. It's debatable. I just want you to be when you want to give examples, just please make sure they are actually, in a way, to some level, they are comparable. Because the reason why many of our young people are going to possibly be led or misled into their death with what they believe and loved in, and they are going to die in vain, is because majority of those who are like wishing and willing, majority of those who are like saying and projecting and all of that, they are not really willing to be physically involved in the real work that it takes. And in fact, they are impatient. A lot of you are impatient right now. All this one, our story, we need to fight. You've been telling me this for about 2 years now. A lot of you have been telling me this for about 2 years now. I haven't seen you put together an army that could at least turn it around. I keep saying that because It's not to mock you. It is to tell you that it takes more than just saying it to make it happen. Okay? It includes you getting physically involved in it. And how do you get physically involved in it if you don't have the clearer picture of what you really want or how you want to do it? The practicable ones and the ones that are really not that are far-fetched and all that. Put everything on table and then question them. Physically get involved. Anyway, I'll stop there, and then I think I would take calls. Okay, I have one or two people who have been trying to call in. That would be great if you do call in tonight. Hopefully, it will work. I need to go and make myself another cup of tea. So, like I said, it's debatable, and I am personally ready and willing to work with other people who are also willing and ready to take this physical and distribute the responsibility, share the responsibility, and let everybody have something to bring back to the table. Now, if we have that preparation, right? If we want to go aggressive, when you say aggression, that would just be like preparation meets opportunity. I hope it makes sense to you. I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea, and I will be back in a minute or two. If you want to still be part of this, please hang on. No wonder. Abika was telling me that my music stopped. I'm so sorry, by the way. So I have a caller on the line. Brother, you still there?
Hello? Yeah, now you're good.
Yes, so sorry, yeah. I usually put my music on repeat, yeah, so that I could take time to make my tea, but it seems that I didn't this time around, and it took me longer. So, how are you?
Yeah, my good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening to you, Baba. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you for the insight. Thank you for the lecturing. Yeah, my name is Idris.
Idris.
Okay.
I bet I've been seeing you in the
Yeah.
comment as well. So, yeah, Idris, it's
Yes.
nice to.
I am the Maigun Junior.
Oh, great. Now it's good to finally hear from you too. So, Baba, you've been hearing me all this evening, and like I said, what I actually discussed at the last part of my presentation is debatable, but we will have to do more of that for people to know that yes, we can't just wish it. We must be involved in it, and whichever thing you are proposing, there must be things that you can practically do yourself for this whole journey. So, yeah, what's your own point, Idris?
Yeah. Yes. While I was still in secondary school, yes, there is one of my favorite subjects, which is government.
Oh,
But
bless you. You're a
it
government
taught
student.
us a lot of. It taught us a lot. Yeah, it really taught us a lot about um, um, government, the insight, the depth knowledge
The
about
things that
the
goes
government.
into
But
it,
later,
Mm-hmm.
but lately, I just sense that the history is being taken off from the curriculum.
Yes.
I don't know why our government just feel like this is the right thing to be done. History should not be removed from the educational curriculum. It should be embedded inside so that
I mean, I'm glad.
the generation that
See, I'm glad that Lagos State said they are putting back history. Now, what I was saying about
yeah,
a Yoruba organization that is a nationalist in nature, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong if that organization says we are recruiting history teachers for all Yoruba schools. If Nigeria is not going to pay them, we will pay them. Now, something like that is to show influence and impact. Have you know so?
it's very
If
very
Nigeria
well.
take history out of school and they won't put it back, maybe we have Yoruba governors for the past 23 years. Is it to hire them? That is a
Exactly.
problem. Or they are just okay that
It's
Nigeria
not
took
now
history out?
because this history of this history when I was still in the school, it taught me that yes, even the Oyo empires, it taught me a lot about the Oyo empires, the Ijebu, and the lives of every other
Borno
tribe. But
Kanemi, Shokoto Caliphate.
the Borno, yeah, exactly.
Man,
Even this Usman Danfodio, how he came, how he hasn't, but I don't know. They just try to manipulate everything just to feel that no, this is what this is the current dispensation. This is what they want. This is what we should give them. We should just blindfold them on what has been happening so far. Baba, this is not this government. I don't know. So that aside, because you really even taught me more about the international world. Because this night I learned a lot. I really learned a lot about the Yugoslavia, as in the Cuban, even that Cuban. I even want to learn more on that Cuban.
you
And
should go and read
at
about
least
it. Yeah, you should. I mean, it
you've
was the
given
likes
me
of,
a little insight on
no,
it. You've given me a little insight on it, and I'm a child of history. So I'll read
perfect,
more on it. And going
perfect.
back to what you going back to the first thing the first section which you talk about how Nigeria has even
Like
make
how
as
Nigeria
in, it
affects
has really
you, even if
affected
it doesn't
it has
touch you.
affected. Oh, see, Mayegun,
Mhm.
I am a living testimony of how Nigeria has affected me.
Do you mind sharing?
Whenever I wake up, I mean, I just feel like, am I a citizen of this country?
Like, am
I
I
am
actually
not.
a citizen of it?
That is not.
Is this life?
Nigeria has really affected me. Affected. Imagine, as at last year December, I am having 1,000 accounts. This this December now, I am owing my bank
Hmm.
SMS charges. As in,
2021
I'm having my
December,
loss.
you had the balance of 1,000,
2021, 1,000, as in just 1,000.
and
But
when
now,
you were going into
I am
2022, you prayed and did all you could. Even
no,
God
I prayed. Sir,
you will never end 2022 with 1,000 naira. But now you have actually. Sure, come on, Baba, go on.
ọ̀rọ̀ yín ó wọnú akínyẹmí mi. Imagine kí àwọn pásítọ̀ máa ní ẹ̀yà ká máa gbé crossover revival kíní kan kó máa sọ pé ó yá gbàdúrà tí ọdún tuntun tó fẹ́ wọ̀ yìí distance ẹ̀mọ̀ sir, I am a religious person but èmi ò jẹ́ kí èèyàn kankan pa kó pe àfihàn mi lóyìnbó. I am a religious person to the core but I don't tí máa lọ mọ́ tuntun tí n bá kírun tán. Gbàdúrà sọ lọ́run kí n dẹ̀ bọ́ta mi ò jókòó pé kẹ́nìkan máa sí Nàìjíríà wá
máa sọ nǹkan tó fẹ́ gbọ́ fún ẹ ṣé you get but they won't tell you
Nàìjíríà wá
yeah they won't tell you yìí pé sórí iṣẹ́ tó fẹ́ lọ ṣe yẹn tó máa sapá tó máa faṣọ máa làágùn ṣe everything yẹn at the end of the day tó bá sanwó yẹn fún ẹ 40% of that value of that money ó ti kúrò lórí ẹ̀ kó tó kó yẹn fún ẹ already ṣé you get kó tó máa lọ fowó yẹn rà wá kọ́ dẹ̀ wo ni pé pẹ̀lú gbogbo iṣẹ́ tí mo ṣe láti olóṣù yìí ṣé nǹkan tí mo fowó náà rà lélẹ́yìí ṣé nǹkan tí mo fowó mi ṣe lélẹ́yìí.
ẹ mention kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan yìí pé ẹni tó ń gba salary at least 50,000 naira. That 2017 ó lè bọ́ ìyá ó lè bọ́ ọmọ ó lè bọ́ but change of me 50,000 tá a bá gbà ń sìn yìí.
a tún ṣe big boy.
Sir, there was a time jẹ́ pé tí máa gba salary báyìí ọjọ́ tí máa fẹ́ gba salary ọjọ́ ẹ̀ ló máa ń jẹ́ ọjọ́ ìbànújẹ́ mi because mo ti jẹ gbèsè kalẹ̀ against the next month. So tí máa gba salary báyìí ìgbà míì gan mo lè má lè mú ATM card mi láti lọ sí báńkì orí fóònù báyìí máa ti transfer.
Gbogbo owó yẹn tán.
You will not. I want live their life.
Hand to mouth. So I want create hope out of that reality. Torí pé bó ṣe ríre o wan build hope pé tó bá 2023 lásán, may God just change my life so that I can be able, maybe I will buy a car. So then you will be working towards that one. Ẹni tó bá máa gbà ní 2023 yẹn wàá fẹ́ ṣe èèyàn lè gbàbẹ̀ dẹ́wọ̀n lè kú òdè lè jẹ́ lọ. But guess what? Ìwọ tó jẹ́ lọ yẹn làwọn èèyàn máa rí o. You know what? Thousands like you told us try same thing. They will come back those who won't die, they will come back at the end of the day and be like, man, we go again 2024. But Nigeria ló ṣe gbogbo eléyìí fún wa. Meanwhile, ṣé ìwọ tó ń struggle yẹn o, Idris, ìwọ tó ń struggle that is struggling, right? If you leave Nigeria today and you go to the UK, nobody say UK is a paradise, so suddenly, you will now be able to afford to say, hey, mommy, I want you to change that hospital to me, like hospital in Nigeria. Go and look for another one. Now, you'll be able to now say, mommy, I don't think I like where you are staying. I think I should go and get you. Guess what? London won't share paradise, you can't share anything. No. But from the little, what you look for is just little opportunity. In Nigeria, let's check it within a year or two. Hey, Idris. This is you to end the 2021 pẹ̀lú 1,000 no bank to end the 2022 pẹ̀lú pé wà in debt insane. So why can't people just reason them and see the difference and see pé it is deliberate? That's what I'm saying. Bí Nigeria ṣe affect everybody in here. No be say awata wan be share anything so special. In fact, awata wan be gon ṣe bí akura ngba mi nítorí pé an láti rọ gbèsè tó wà Nigeria ni, not because of ourselves. So Nigeria affects gbogbo wa directly and indirectly. So if we are making choices, please let's remember the consequences of them before we blame others. So the point Timo making, Idris.
So now ni Nigeria was saying a lot of our youth, because I am one of the youth. I'm being categorized under the youth. I'll just see the Twitter, the EFCC Twitter. I'll see young guys. The recent one I saw 21-year-old guys. Just 21 arrested. Wọ́n rò pé tí country bá dà, show marry báyìí. It will not be. This guy is intellectual. As in, Sherry Esa, mo hate crime in láyé mi. I hate crime. Because
guess how many people get forced into that crime? Young people.
tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ nǹkan tí mo like jù. I cherish freedom alone. Kí n má jẹun, kí n wà lálàáfíà, kí n mi ò sínú cell, I am okay. But sir, a lot of my guys wọn ò ní ayọ̀ ọkàn yẹn láti sọ pé àwọn lè ní wọ́n lè dá dúró. I have some guys that wípé wọn ò ró jẹjẹ, they venture into this what they call them, this gambling, what they call them, bet naija and co. ẹni tí o ti jẹun láàárọ̀ tí o ti jẹun lọ́sọ̀ pé bí a bí 200 ló ní, ó máa wá ní hope, ó máa ní renew hope, just renew hope. Àwọn ti Tinubu ó máa ní renew hope wípé láti jẹ 11 million yóò wá gbé lọ síbẹ̀ àdéhùn tí wọ́n á tún ẹmọ kí wọ́n wà pọ̀ kó tó wà pọ̀ọ́rà kó tó wà pọ̀ọ́rẹ̀.
In the same context, so I am poor, poorer, poorest. Yeah, bad.
I am poor, poorer, poorest. So, but if there is good enabling system for us to procreate and even
let me quickly ask something before I take another call, yeah, which is good for this conversation, just because you did mention something. Let me tell you how bad system also encourages other terrible people to take advantage of their citizens. You know, Nigerians are falling for different debt companies right now that are borrowing them 10,000, 5,000, 10,000, and they are like holding you everywhere.
Exactly. That's the loan shark, Choco loan,
you know, but before
blah, blah, blah.
Before loan sharks begin to become everything today, usually, now come and get rich quick, Ponzi schemes. And you will see people. MMM. They will go to the bank and they will withdraw all their money and give it to criminals who also have bank accounts with banks. And then you hear later that somebody stole 20 billion. One small girl duped thousands of people 40 billion. Now, in all of this, the system will allow all the scheme to start and crash because they actually enjoy seeing all of you living in penury. Some people are not paying attention. You see all those things you are saying in the UK, there are regulations against so many things to protect the citizens and the people, okay, from everybody that want to take advantage. But politicians in Nigeria are busy taking advantage of you. Now they have opened your yansh for any form of a roguish criminal to put anything together and dupe you. All of this will leave you poorer. No investment. Many young people are going to grow up poorer without real training or education or anything that could really prepare them. All of these are catastrophic for future of Nigeria. If anybody says you should build hope, I beg you should please check the ingredient of what you they build. As a bricklayer, we they build hope.
I don't understand.
What they say in Nigeria.
In 1993, they said Abiola is bringing hope. Now, fast forward to 30 years now. 30 years now, someone is now saying that he's going to bring a renewed hope. 30 years. 30 years. Ọmọ tó bá bí 1993 àti ṣé kò ti pé 30 years ẹ jọ ó ṣe ń pariwo up nepa ó ṣe ń pariwo up nepa ó ṣe ń pariwo up nepa
hang on
ó ṣe ń pariwo up nepa
2023 ọmọ tó bí ní 1993 ó máa pé 30 years. Idris, you don't tell me that, because me, they use this, I always they use the millennia, those ones they were born in 1999. So today, majority of them are now like 23. They will be 24 years next year. And there was no plan for them, nothing on ground for them.
No pipeline water, no good infrastructure. And then I was born in this Nigeria, and I'm still laughing.
Wow. Idris, thank you so much for sharing the evening with me. Okay,
sir. The last one, sir. Sorry about the Telegram that you opened.
Yes.
It's over very educative and very informative.
Yeah,
but sir, I would like you to please share it, sir. No, because the reason why I do follow you, sir, is you are truthful, you are trustworthy. we can stand on to. But yes, this is Mayegun Olotoyoni.
That's
So,
right.
Josa, ẹ má dẹ̀ kí Kanda kókó wọnú rẹ̀ sí Telegram yẹn, sir. Because
Ó
you build
difficult. Ọmọ tí
that
Telegram
name,
fi
the
dájú.
Mayegun,
Máa gbọ́. Ọmọ tí Telegram fi dájú
you,
WhatsApp. Ni wípé
yes, sir.
sórí Telegram dàbí Facebook. Okay. But tó bá ti join that particular group, right? If you violate anything in there and you are one that no, don't try this here, okay? Normally, no, I won't be telling one or observe a room act or behave abnormally. So you have been there. It's quite engaging, and in there, you know, the caliber of people that have shown up there. They are the people that you don't just go around and start saying things that you know what I mean. So we believe that is a platform that can take up to 200,000 of us. So we are building it gradually. At a point, we are going to really have houses. When they say houses, I'm talking about departments where conversations are going to be led by different teams who want to let us know something that we want to discuss in between, information that people need to know. It's not going to be dumping. For
no,
now,
you even this evening you posted something. The location, which I commented on it. So I commented on it as well.
So mental understanding the gathering of Iyantawa. Share you get. So to bá wà níbi kan sìn torí pé nígbà tó máa fi ka èèyàn bí 100 orí ibi tí wọ́n wà àti ibi tó ní ó ti yẹn sìn so o relate pẹ̀lú wọn like that, then you have to be what? You have to be conscious of their presence. So if you begin to misbehave within the space, right, it is either it is deliberate and then they will take care of you in that regard. But it's a free for all. I mean, we have those who are not even Yorubas there, Idris, honestly. Well, good enough, Meanwhile,
yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, meanwhile, Idris, sorry,
yes,
maybe you can send messages see any. Oh my God, after this conversation, mo fẹ́ kó send the personal message. See me, just hi or hello, this is Idris, sir. Then I follow it up.
All right, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, Idris, you can so kí ló yẹ kí fi kí ẹ náà as Muslim no. Mi lè sọ pé barika Christmas. Ṣé kí n sọ pé barika Christmas àbí Merry Christmas.
Bó tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àwọn ní Islam wa they turn pé àwọn kì í celebrate Christmas. But I don't know the ideology. We are all one. Wọ́n ní kẹ́ máa jẹun. Wọ́n ní kẹ́ máa jẹun Christian kẹ́ máa ṣe kíní kan.
Ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá ni wọ́n dàgbà sí.
Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ní mí.
Tó bá ń ṣe léyà lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ tó bá wà ní lẹ́sìn tó ń ṣe léyà lọ́wọ́ màá wá lè wá jẹun. Máa bèè lọ pọ́psí yín kọ́ fún wa lẹ́ran.
Ẹ sà ọmọ Mùsùlùmí ni mo ti jẹ́gbọ́ dáadáa, mo ti jẹ́gbọ́.
Ṣé you get máa bèrè ẹni kìnlẹ̀ alájì bí alájì you see alájì gan máa alájà gan máa sọ pé gbàtà alájà ń ṣe oúnjẹ alájì máa sọ pé òun ní owó ọmọ tí ò wá gbọ́ ẹ bá mi drum yẹn fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ Idris ni àti àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi kọ̀ọ̀kan náà tó ń bọ̀. Ṣé you get ọmọ Yorùbá làwà we are not fanatics. Ṣé you get táfà kan bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ.
We are not fanatics.
We know where they are coming from. You know it too. Idris, Mama drew the message. Go take care.
All right, sir. What you send there? Sir? Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll get back to you. Go take care.
All right.
So I have another caller. I can take.
Hello, Michael.
Abo.
Hey, Michael. This is David speaking.
David, yeah. How are you, sir?
Good evening, sir. First of all, I want to say, we appreciate your program a lot, you know.
Thank you.
So I've been your biggest fan and I've been listening. And to be honest, everything you're saying is like, you know, you're hitting everything in nails, especially the story of the USSR, the Soviet Union, you know. Like, I think it was a very, very deep inside knowledge, the way you are breaking it down for people to actually understand, like, you know.
Because they happened. But we must not forget that when you say they fought war, it wasn't like that kind of war. It was a war of people already have their country, but they are forced to be part of USSR. USSR, you know what I mean? So they don't want to be it anymore. So when USSR finally broke, those controlling those spaces, they declared their independence. So there was no fight. Even USSR couldn't fight. But if we have to use that to compare to what is happening in Nigeria, or how we're going to get free in Nigeria, we will be actually like misleading people. And I don't think that is right.
No, at all. Like, it doesn't even correlate at all. Like the USSR war, versus what's going on in Nigeria. So like different topic on it. So it's topic which you can actually open a new topic onto, and you have to like
exactly.
broaden so much.
Hmm.
So, but I was like, well, my own suggestion is literally like, Nigeria is going to take a lot for it to work out, because you're talking about just this Boko Haram coming and putting them in rehabilitation. Even though if you work in the US, for example, you come for a CIA, when you're still good, you're an asset.
Yeah.
The moment you're no more useful for the government, you have become a liability. Is either they find a way to bury you, or kick you out of the system, or just waste you somehow. It's not like they don't need you anymore. You're done.
That's what the system is all about. They never lack or run out of resources to keep the system running. So don't ever think you are not replaceable in a way. Yeah.
So you're bringing criminals, and after being a criminal, hurting people's family, getting a lot of money from them. Because I saw Shege Gurumi, or what is the man name is? He said, where he said, where criminals have bring the money and go and give to them.
It does.
These are people that actually bring the proper criminals. So you're now saying you are bringing them into one system, you want to refine them. And at the end of the day, we know they are either going back into military, which they're going to use in the future for IPO, or they're going to use for maybe to cancel Yoruba Nation. But it's like they are building them to be another special force. This is how Boko Haram started. With the history of Boko Haram. These are people that came from, different backgrounds. They are being matched together before they became over powerful. Why are you even in the first using the state money, the money that could be useful for other families, other vulnerabilities?
Yeah. Even the people who are the victims of the Boko Haram, they are completely ignored. They are on their own. They are praying to God to show them mercy one day. But Nigerian government has been spending hundreds of billions of naira rehabilitating the terrorists that put them in the refugee camps. So a total mismatch. How does that work?
Yeah, it's so sad. And these people you're calling like, you're saying some of them even stand that they'll say, they are innocent people, they are being naive. Sorry, at the end of the day, these people are not naive.
They are not.
The Northerns are born, they are warlords, This is what they know what to do. They are warlords.
And there is a systemic protection for them. None of us should pretend that this is not happening. I mean, what would make a country like Nigeria that has buried hundreds of thousands of our own citizens killed violently by terrorists, unable to actually prosecute just one successfully for any of the crime in 11 years, Papa?
And in fact, people are now coming and you're now defending them. Defending them for what? What's the point? So now it's so shameful, like, even now, Yoruba nations are so scattered. Go to Lagos. I was watching the other day, and someone like Olu or whatever his name is. So this man is now campaigning. He's probably going to be maybe one of the top posts now in Lagos. That means I can be an admiral now. And in a few years, I can also be a politician.
Taking something, right? You see the likes of MC Olu, right? They are disposable assets too, okay? They are useful as long as they are still very much controlling the territories they are controlling, okay? So, like you said, once they are no longer in that capacity, they become useless. But here is the plan of MC. What the likes of MC will do is that you are going to have the proper Tifnumbu styled NURTW. Sure, you get everything people are witnessing in Lagos. They are going to become norms in so many parts of Nigeria. Yeah, I mean, that will make him more money. Farmers will make money. MC will make money. So he's never going to qualify to be in any superior position that as people are thinking, Davis, right? It's just going to expand their territory.
And they don't understand, like, this war is against everybody. It's not only them. Everybody. We have a bigger problem. This is not only for their pocket alone, because whatever they're going to gain is only going to be for a while. There have been times where Adbury actually they were the one they are being used for all this kind of election. Now they're no more in norm. Adbury are not useful anymore. So it's like now we don't even need youth to come out and be news. We don't need Adbury. We need people that can actually change the vision.
Yes.
It's getting so bad. Now to be a Nigerian anywhere is the word. It's like being a terrorist on your own.
Sure, you get.
The name can't be mentioned anywhere. It's either you are attached with fraud, or you are attached with Boko Haram, or you are attached with all these things.
You'll be defending. You are just walking in the lobby, and then you see this a colleague of yours in a different department. I walk into you, and it's like, you are a Nigerian, and then you, right, sort of ignorantly would just be like, yeah. It's, I've got some friends in college. They are Nigerians. I mean, they are so wonderful. You are there like smiling inside, like, okay, you better go straight to the point. Go straight to the point because I know where you're still going. Then they will get to a point and say, oh, but Boko Haram, oh, that country is so poor, poverty. You know, like the poor, the bad politics. You'll be like, Alaye, come. May I tell you about Nigeria? Then you become defensive. You start saying, no, that one is this part. Me, I'm from that part. My part is, you know what I mean? That's what Nigeria has done to many of us. And it continues to get worse. Like you said, it's going to get worse.
No, but it's actually shameful, honestly. Like, it's 2022, going 2023. The people should actually wake up. We are not talking, the war you're fighting is not only like Yoruba, Igbo, I would say. It's a diaspora war. Every Nigeria represented all over the world. China, UK, South Africa, you know, Denmark. So I've been to so many places, like, you know, being a Nigerian is either they change the name or we all die of the same shame. So we have to, this is the only last opportunity. We either have to go for it or we don't do it at all. But there's so many shambles, and it's just
go on.
You know, I mean, I'm sorry to like, I'm very passionate when it comes to the situation of that. It boils my blood, but it's just like, it seems like nothing is moving forward at all. We just talk, and we actually like, there are people that are actually controlling this powerhouse or whatever it's called, and they just love it way.
We need a strategy, and everybody must know something. Okay. Power is not given or served a la carte, as they say. Yeah. Nevertheless, as much as we all aspire to turn and change it, we must also know that we must be so strategic enough that we will show preparation. Preparation to say that we know what we want to face. We know those who we are facing. Then we have checked our own arsenal. We realize that we have what it takes. At least that can take us far enough to dispossess them of what they have taken from us. Now, that involves, like you said, you know, we must learn or be ready to reciprocate or duplicate the safety or sense of safety that we tend to enjoy abroad, right? We need to duplicate that back. And that requires us getting involved in not just saying, but putting everything together enough that to make sure that, you know what I mean, it's beyond just talk. So except for that, maybe we should just go and get ready to die. I don't mean that.
Well,
that's the other option we have.
If that's what it takes, you know, like at some point, you know, something has to change.
Yeah.
If everybody has to take the gun and let's do the sacrifice, you know. Our children can't grow up and come to this kind of life. They can't grow up and come to this kind of Nigeria, you know. They should be proud of their origin. And not for being saying,
Davis, we have a Nigeria that is comfortable with us staying abroad. Don't come back. Shebi una don't escape. You have escaped. What are you looking for? Are you talking about? Or stay where you are, Joe, and raise your family and enjoy your life. Just send money. That is the
those one are news. I don't even talk to those. You don't.
Go on, sorry.
No, I said those kind of argument are new and nonsense argument. You don't even invest your energy in that kind of stuff because it's like being a Nigerian also, because
it is also true that that is the Nigeria, the future Nigeria that these people are actually building for us. Davis, let me say that again. We are here. We feel safe here. Usually, time like this, people like me and you, if not for work or anything else, in fact, which work, we would have arranged to be in Nigeria right now to spend the holiday with our families. No be so?
Yeah, obviously.
Like normally.
Yes.
Or you know that every day, Nigeria is getting to a stage whereby even your family member will say, don't come. Stay where you are.
My mom said that.
Now, that is the Nigeria that they are now giving to us. You and I living abroad. Nigeria doesn't want us to come back because they know that us coming back is going to contribute into triggering the people back in Nigeria, possibly to now act against what they have been forced to take. So the fear of what could happen would rather make me and you stay away. Or if we have to go, we have to plan it, leave the family here, go alone. Or out of 3 children, take one. And if you get to Nigeria, don't go here, don't go there. All things that will make you just have to stay away and say, well, I don't want to go, Jerry, I will just stay here. So if all of us really want to go back home one day, a place to call home, it is better we do something right now for what this Nigeria is offering us, or else you better start preparing your retirement and your pension and everything for abroad. And that is not our plan when we left. That's not my plan.
That's not my plan too. You know, I'm not ready to.
You plan that you were going out, maybe for education, for anything, economic opportunities or whatever it is. You dreamt and planned that one day you're going to go back. and then make impacts on families, communities, neighbor, and then the entire country, possibly. Don't be so. But look at it today.
Exactly.
Going back is now becoming options that we have to put at the last. Some people don't understand what that means now. It is a looming crisis. Looming crisis. When you now realize that you go to again, no. And they ask you why. You say, well, because I want to live long.
Honestly, it's a very shambolic situation we find ourselves in.
It is sad.
Especially, we not like we force ourselves to pick this country. We were born there.
We were born there.
A problem. It's not a crime.
I didn't choose Nigeria. I didn't choose to be in Nigeria. I was there and I was born into it. Now I realize that the people who came with the idea of Nigeria, they actually had no plan for me when they were planning for Nigeria. They didn't plan that people like me and you are going to be born alive and we're going to exist in that same contraption. They had no plan for us. And here we are, being raised through survival. We just have to survive. But now survival waiting, we are just living to die. If nothing changes, we will live and die with nothing. Davis.
But if you're going to die, you want to die peacefully. Mr. Michael, let me leave the space for the other people. I just want to say you've been very great.
I kept you longer because you're my last caller. My time is so long gone. Well, thank you.
Very great Merry Christmas to you and your family. And business
Merry Christmas to you. Yes. Thank you very much, Davis. You should have a good one. And a prosperous new year. Build hope around the reality that we are all living in. Again, all the best.
Yeah. Finger crossed. Finger crossed. But we're watching closely.
You know what I said to people? No matter what happened in 2023, look at me very well, Davis, right? Mm-hmm. I intend to see you at that top too. So get ready. All the best. I'm
your biggest fan. When you say go, I'm ready to smile on. Don't worry about that.
So we will meet at the top. We will make impacts. And then we are not going to die without making a difference. So I choose that I'm going to make a difference. And I believe that through all of us here, we're going to make a lot of difference. We'll chat in your call. So stay safe, Davis, and good night.
We will. Thank you very much. Yes. Have a great night, sir.
And you too. My bless. That's Davis there. And thank you so much, everyone, for your time this evening. I know a lot of people are so into the mood of Christmas and the rest of that. I'm going to go get ready for mine too, even though I am just somebody with us, But thanks to Agbeke, who has been doing all the wahala all this while, and it is time for us to see the Santa tomorrow. And it's also the first it's first Christmas of my Yewande Lela. So thank you for spending your evening with me, even though you are busy. And thank you for listening to me. Everything we shared is just to let you know that when you're having a conversation around self-determination and all of that, we can make it healthy. It's so important we make the conversation healthy. We can disagree, we can debate, but we should never, ever, right, go up against ourselves simply because we have different views of how it should be. Opening that conversation, healthy conversation, beautiful conversation around this, because it's a beautiful subject. It's a beautiful cause. Now, if you make it easier to talk about without calling people names or attacking them, abusing them, and the rest, you have no idea what that influence could bring in a space of a short time. But I'll do my part. Do yours. Join us on Telegram if you really want to be part of to take up a role. My next broadcast may actually be about identifying some certain roles that people are willing to take up to make an impact on all of us. So thank you for your time. I'll see you some other time. So Merry Christmas and then a prosperous New Year in advance. But I'm still going to see you before then anyway. Good night.
Ayégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Ayégún dáyàrí ayébi nàmbà wá.
Ayégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Ayégún dáyàrí ayébi nàmbà wá.
Ayégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Ayégún dáyàrí ayébi nàmbà wá.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Náídì nọ́mbà wán.
bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún Diary Náídì nọ́mbà wán.
ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Náídì nọ́mbà wán.
Máyégún Diary politico.
Máyégún Diary Náídì nọ́mbà wán.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún Diary Náídì nọ́mbà wán.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún Diary Náídì nọ́mbà wán.
àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún Diary Náídì nọ́mbà wán.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀lọ́mọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n.